Catch me brown in my Gusheshe. Let's dumb it down so they understand, yeah. Cassper Nyovest, yeah, I'm the man, yeah. My money grows cause I'm the man, yeah. You're stuck in the same figure. Chang it under better, kinda damn a bit, choke damn a bit down. Cassper Nyovest, but standing this out. You see the bros that I'm handing it now. You become short, need to vandal it out. Can't know what guys, stop on my parts. I ain't probably gonna kick him out of liquor. Don't have good guys, pro papa God. Then she call me bad, but the end up for the figure. Oh yeah, I stack it to the ceiling. Then blow it through the weekend. And then I make it back, man. Basically, more the feeling. How you feeling about my guts so skilly? My hippie rubber thoughts are scheming. It's an oxymoron, I became a big deal. Don't I gotta crush on mini? Joe, pin this up, but my raps is hard. You should check on my repertoire. I'm about a man 16, like Ben Bass on my repertoire. But you laughing at me and I ain't searching. My Gush is bad and no context. Your Gush is basic. It's me and Cool Cat. 3 to 5 but we high like spaceships. Rocking pieces, Gush is puzzle. They say high like spaceships. Kidded on my fears. Broke up with my doubts. Married to my dreams. Carrying the couch. Yeah. Your finger to my exes. What's up? The finger to my necks. When I am lucky, Kim Kidelo Baba for y'all, or that boy back, like Tina or Ranakas. One time, I'm running my I'm running my one time, catch me running my Gush. 2 times, I'm running my one time, I'm running my catch me running my. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your host, Bonang Matheba one time.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for Cassper Nyovest! All the way from Mathtown. Thank you very much for that awesome performance. And of course, we had to get that restored Gusheshe from our Sentimetal collection. Isn't that a beauty? I think she deserves a round of applause too. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gents. All right, thank you very much for that awesome welcome. My name is Bonang Matheba. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you to Cars.co.za, the Consumer Awards proudly powered by WesBank. It's going to be an incredible event here this evening. It's my very first time on the stage, and I heard that, you know, the Car Awards, they get very, very fun. So please, if you are sitting there, if you're watching us, you know, streaming live, show us a good time today. We've got an incredible lineup that we have put together for you this evening, so make sure you sit back and relax. If you are on YouTube, hello everybody. Make sure you use our official hashtag, all right? Hashtag CarsAwards. Get those fingers working. Let's get it trending. Let's let everybody know what our favorite cars are for this year. But as we all know, South Africa ended 2019 on an incredible high, right? Right? Yes. Trevor's Grammy nomination. Big up to that, right? Zozi won the Miss Universe pageant. Big up to her. Of course, our SA Netball team, they won the African Netball Cup. I think that deserves a big whoop whoop too. And the big one, of course, the Springboks. I mean, we won the World Cup, ladies and gents. That was a good year. But we can only wonder what 2020 and, of course, the next decade has in store for all of us. It is in this spirit of adventure that we proverbially fit the script, all right? And to all those of you who have been part of Cars.co.za Consumer Awards over the couple of years, and before we dazzle you with the theater and the lights and the entertainment, I think we need to get a sense of what the year has in store for the motoring industry from a leader who knows all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a warm round of applause from WesBank, Mr. Kock.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for that introduction. I was just sitting and watching how things were playing out here at the start of these awards, and I was just thinking how different it is to when we used to sponsor the Coty Awards. I think things are slightly different. It gives you a good sense of how the motor industry is moving into the new age. So this is fantastic. I just want to congratulate the Cars team and everybody who's been involved. I think from the minute you walk into the event hall this evening, you can feel the pulse, you can feel the vibe, and this is the kind of stuff we need to happen in South Africa. So congratulations, and we feel very honored as WesBank to be part of this. So thank you very much, and welcome to all of you, and to everyone watching on YouTube and anything else. Lovely all to have you here tonight. So I have to get a bit of the business end out of the way before we have some of the more glamorous stuff that happens in the evening. So I'm here to do the annual predictions that WesBank makes of what the market has in store for us in 2020. We've got a history of being quite accurate in our predictions. I'm not going to share with you the science that goes into how we arrive at those numbers, but at the end I'm going to reveal what our prediction is for the year. But I thought to start off, I'd give all of you a sense of how many cars are sold in the world. And when I ask people this number, very rarely can they get it into their heads, the actual volume of cars sold globally. So you'll see from this graph that the world sold 95 million cars in 2018. It was a record, 95 million cars. It takes the record in South Africa of 725,000 cars and puts it into a bit of perspective. We make up 0.5% of the global auto market. It's a huge, huge industry. So you'll see from this graph that following the crisis in 2008, global sales have been on a rampant surge, growing almost 5% over the last 6 or 7 years. 2018 represented the first year that we had a bit of a break in sales, and whilst the numbers haven't yet been finalized in 2019, there is an estimate that the market is going to be substantially lower than what we saw in 2019. The reasons for the drop are many that you would have read. The first one is consumer confidence worldwide. There's lots of things that are happening in the world that are causing consumers to be concerned. And of course, we know that in order for consumers to buy cars, they need a great deal of confidence. And for business to buy cars and invest, they need confidence. So consumer confidence is a huge issue. Another big factor that is influencing car sales worldwide is this whole environmental safety concerns, the move to EVs and alternative vehicles. Of course, we see global growth is slowing. Again, after the financial crisis, the world went through a bit of a period of quite sustained growth, but we see now for the first time last year, 2018, and the year before, 2018 and 2019, that is slowing down. And of course, this whole move to alternate mobility. Young people no longer feel the need to own a car, and I think the passion that many of us in this room feel for cars is somewhat missing in the younger generation. And then, of course, the huge markets, the USA and China, have seen massive deteriorations in car sales, mainly driven by the trade wars that have been written about last year, but also lots of environmental factors, particularly in China. The economy there is cooling, and tax rates have started to increase, which has impacted car sales. In countries like India, which has been a big contributor towards the growth, again, taxation has cooled that market down considerably. And of course, in the UK, Brexit has been a major, major factor. And of course, South Africa has not been immune to this trend. You'll see here from this chart, if you can see at the back there, you'll see that we also went through a massive growth spurt. We took a huge knock in the financial crisis in 2008. But since then, our market has really grown. We've grown 65% in the 3 or 4 years following 2008. But since then, steadily, we've been on the back foot, and we've seen our market slowly but surely deteriorate to the point where in 2019 we sold almost as many cars as we sold in South Africa back in 2011. So quite a sad situation. So here are the past predictions, WesBank's predictions, and this is for no other purpose than for us just to brag that we are fairly good at getting our predictions right. You'll see for the last sort of 8 years, we've never been more than 5% off, and mostly we're within 2%. Last year, we were slightly optimistic on how the market would end up. We predicted a decline of around 1.5%, and it came in at about 2.8%. So we've been fairly consistent and fairly accurate. Okay, let's talk about the sales prediction for next year. So first of all, in South Africa, we've got some real issues that we have to face. We are still stuck in this low growth scenario, and I'm not going to bore you with an economics lecture, but it's difficult to see how that situation is going to change anytime soon, certainly not in time to change the outlook for sales in 2020. We still face problems with Eskom, and the biggest problem with Eskom has got to do with the curtailment of industry, and that then obviously disempowers industry to invest in capacity. As a result of that, business confidence, and of course confidence of all of us in this room, consumers, is at an all-time low. And of course customer indebtedness is reaching all-time high positions. All these things are very negative for car sales. We still are in the world of political factionalism, which is really preventing our government from making the right decisions to unlock some of the growth potential that naturally exists in our country. Lots of employment issues, and of particular concern for us is the raft of retrenchments that seems to be happening across almost every industry in every sector. So that is very concerning. And then of course we've got this potential downgrade that continues to hang over our heads. So these are the factors that we've taken into consideration when predicting what the sales will look like in 2020. So let's go right into it, starting off with passenger. Last year we sold 355,000 passenger vehicles. We predict that that number will drop to 345,000, which represents a drop of 2.9%. Moving on to the LCV market, last year we sold 153,000 LCVs. Now it's fair to say that our prediction was a little bit influenced by the January figure. January is historically a very, very difficult market to call because it's impacted by a whole variety of factors, but the January LCV market was down a whopping 16.3%. If you were looking for signs of stress in South Africa, look no further than that incredible number. However, we think that that's going to recover somewhat, and we expect 146,000 LCVs to roll off the floors, representing a drop of 4.7% for 2020. Moving to the heavy market, 28,000 odd heavy commercial vehicles and light and medium heavy commercial vehicles were sold in South Africa. Again, the overriding concern here is this issue around capacity building. Because the economy is not growing, companies tend to only replace when needed, and there's no capacity building, which impacts the market negatively. So we expect 27,000 of these units to be sold, which is a 3.4% reduction. So if you put it all together, as you know, last year the market sold 536,000 vehicles, and we're expecting this year for the market to sell 518,000 vehicles. So that's 3.5% lower, and that will be the 6th year in a row that we've had a subdued market. There is some good news, of course, and that is that the export market in South Africa continues to grow. We had a record last year in exports, and for all intents and purposes, there will be another record achievement this year. That is helping to bolster the automotive industry. It's an important employer for South Africa. It's an important driver of GDP growth. It brings in much needed foreign revenue into our current account. So I think our industry is healthy. And I think that from a retail perspective, we're all getting used to this reality that our market is now going to be around 500,000 cars, representing about 0.5% of global sales. And it's going to be like that for 1 or 2 years to come. So thank you very much for having us here. Thank you for allowing WesBank to be part of this magnificent event. Enjoy tonight. I think you're going to love it. And we'll have an opportunity to engage with all of you later. Thank you very much.
Most people normally go to about 5 places: home, work, store, eat out, friends or family? Repeat. Home, work, store, eat out, friends or family? Repeat. This sequence loops again and again. It's not a bad thing. It's just what we do. The same roads, the same view, the same people, the same stories. It's supposed to be comforting to know what comes next. Maybe we shouldn't stick to the script. That's not just a car you're sitting in. That machine co-creates experiences. Let it take you away. Go find the moments that stand out. Some are just the beginning. Sometimes it feels like you're at the end of the road. Some moments are brighter than the sun. Either way, you felt it. Every trip is a chapter in the ride. After everything, ask yourself, how did I get here? The answer is right in front of you. Grab the wheel. Enjoy the ride. Where will it take you? How will you feel? The Cars.co.za Consumer Awards, powered by WesBank.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, in the quest of reaching our destinations, we sometimes, forget the importance of enjoying the ride. And I think this year we're reminded that the ride is just as important as the destination. Now, we want to spend the evening appreciating the ride just as much as the build, the quality, and of course, the technology. And as many of you know, the judging process for Cars.co.za is very, very comprehensive. All right, it's very broad, very detailed consumer survey is undertaken to ascertain exactly how our consumers are experiencing all these cars. And of course, it all culminates at a fabulous day of testing by a diverse panel of judges. And this year was no exception. So please help me welcome on stage a woman who represents a consumer and is about to do exactly that here tonight. Please put your hands together for Wendy Knowler. Welcome to the stage, Wendy. Lovely to see you. Now, you being the longest-serving judge on the panels. First, congratulations for that. Tell me a little bit more. How has it been over the years for you?
Well, the first year, would that have been 2015? I'm not sure. We didn't test the cars on Gerotek. We did a little street track. There were just 3 of us external judges, along with the Cars.co.za team. And yeah, I loved the concept then that the guys had narrowed it down to 3 finalists per category, and that still remains. But it was there wasn't the professionalism and the pizzazz that followed very soon after that first one. But I feel very proud to have been part of the beginnings of this event, and it was very clear to me, even in that first one, that this was something, as cars competitions go, something very different.
Absolutely, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every single year. Now tell me, Wendy, what are some of the key elements, of the Cars Awards that make it so valuable for the consumer?
Well, for me as a consumer journalist, it is the fact that we had those 3 finalists in each categories, and we have to, the guys are very, very strict with we judges. You have to drive all 3 cars in that category. You can't jump to another category that you're judging. So you get to drive these cars on the same circuits, the skid pan, the suspension test, the dynamic track, the 4x4 track if it's a 4x4, sometimes if it's not. So you get a real sense of comparison. It's a real-time test for each car, and then a real comparison, both of the dynamics, the performance, and storage. Can you get the golf clubs or the pram in the back easily, and that kind of thing. So it's a really authentic way to compare the finalists, I think. Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on having, the consumers contribute to the scoring of each of these categories?
Yeah, I love that it's not just up to we judges. So it's fun to buy. We as motoring journalists can test drive the car for a week, go to the launch and all of that. But we're not the ones that find out that perhaps the tires they've put on the car are really hard to get or really expensive, or that when there's a problem early on in your ownership of the car, they won't give you a courtesy car at the dealership and all that kind of thing at all. So the after sales for me in whatever you're buying is really, really important. It's all part of that purchase price that we as consumers should consider. So the fact that actual owners of the cars get their input into their experience, it has a major factor in the judging. It really, really appeals to me.
Let's talk about your experience. I'm sure there's a car that you probably were test driving. You're like, I have to take this one home. Tell me about that ride and and how it made you feel.
Okay, so I get given the last 5 years. It's always the cars that are sort of more mass markets. I always get the budget category, which is great because I get complaints and whatever about the mass market cars. So I don't get the performance ones. I don't get the Mustangs and that kind of thing to test drive. But I mean, like of last year, the latest judging. I mean, what's not to like about the Golf GTI or the Peugeot 3008 or the Volvo XC90? All lovely. But I have to say, I'm very emotionally attached to my own car, which is a 15-year-old Subaru Forester. Low mileage because of all the test driving that I did for 15 years. So I love cars. I love driving cars. I love giving them back. But I have this really strong emotional connection to my beautiful Subi. So yeah,
Fantastic.
that fulfills me. Yeah.
I've been very, very fascinated with Gerotek. And for somebody that has never been there, can you briefly explain to us what happens?
Oh, my word, Gerotek. It's like this hidden little facility. It's a time warp. It's like going back to the 70s. A lot of concrete. And for anyone that likes cars, it's just this one giant play field. So you get skid pads, as I said, and then you go in the simulated potholes and suspensions, corrugations, and then you go on this dynamic track where, look, when you test drive maybe 12 or 16 cars back to back, at my age, you get a little bit of a headache after it all, and then you feel really old. But yeah, it is the best fun. It is honestly the best fun. Those 2 days of test driving cars, the best fun of my entire year. It is just, if only people who are wanting to buy cars could narrow down their choices to say 3 or 4 and then say, hold on a bit, before I sign, I'm just going to nip off to Gerotek and compare these cars, because then people would make really informed decisions.
I'm sure you hate what you do, don't you?
Oh, can you tell?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Wendy.
you.
I know after hearing what she had to say, I definitely want to see what went down. Of course, our Cars.co.za content team was there to capture it all in high def. Take a look at this.
Thank you. Can I come? Thank you. Oh, thank you. You got there.
Waking up to action dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust.
I think the best way to do a comparative test is a car, another car, back to back. If we can help consumers make the right choice, then they can help grow the automotive sector.
It looks like a lot of fun, and it is, but it's also quite important to the ordinary South African who's looking for a car to buy.
Yeah, you literally get into one and get into the other, and then right there and then you decide which one is the better one.
My favorite part of the testing is the gradient test because it's such a unique opportunity to test a car. You can't safely drive a car down a 60% or 70% slope anywhere else. You really shouldn't.
Definitely the 4x4 track. If I could take all the cars through there, I would.
Hopefully these can help consumers make more informed sort of buying decisions.
I think my favorite is probably the dynamic track, just because you can have a little bit more fun with the cars.
Obviously, this is a more controlled environment, so I'm really having fun going through and slipping and sliding and seeing how these cars handle the situation and learning about the car itself.
Usually, if you do skirt the limit, there are risks involved, and here the risks are exponentially lower.
It has made me more of a discerning consumer. When I get into a car, I'm like, this is great, but what else is out there?
For most of us, it's how does something fit into our lives?
Mostly just making sure my cars go home in one piece.
A big thank you to our content team. That looks amazing. Can't wait to experience that one day. I think I need to be a guest judge one of these years. But let's get into the scoring, ladies and gents. It consists of consumer and judge aggregates using a weight system, and the winner will be revealed in this manner as an average score between the aforementioned parties for all the 13 categories. But do remember, though, that the brand of the year is consumer only. Now, let's get into the first category of the evening, comprising of some of the most versatile vehicles on the market, of course, catering for the broad spectrum of the public right here in Mzansi. Let's take a look at the finalists in the compact hatch category.
Compact hatchback. In this category, we're looking for a balanced offering that appeals to young professionals and families, as well as those who are buying down from larger vehicles. The winner must truly reflect what is best about modern automotive design and engineering, but at an affordable price point. And the finalists are Ford Fiesta 1-litre Trend Auto, Mazda 2 1.5 individual auto, Volkswagen Polo 1-litre TSI Comfort Line,
Alrighty, ladies and gents, we do encourage you to get behind your brands and cheer and have fun. Let's get the competition up there. Let's check the scores and crown the first winner tonight. Let's hear it for the VW Polo, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, our winning compact hatch here tonight. Let's hear it. We're gonna ask the winners from VW to please join us right here on stage. Where are they? Here we are. Congratulations, ladies. Congratulations. Thank you so much, ladies. But I'm not alone to present the awards here tonight. Arguably one of the sexiest women on television. Please welcome on stage to help me with our second category here tonight. Please put your hands together for Lalla Hirayama. You look amazing. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. You look great too.
Thank
Queen
you.
Bee, my
You look
goodness.
amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys look fantastic as well. We're not going to leave you out of this. I see all the ladies dressed to the nines.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank
And
you
the
very
gents.
much, by the way.
Indeed.
But tell me a little bit more about this executive SUV, honey.
Well, definitely the pinnacle of status symbols, ladies and gentlemen. Ultra luxurious, regal, stylish. Bee, don't you drive one of these? I do. Yes, you see. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it and take a look at the finalists in the executive SUV category.
Executive SUV. Most premium brands now offer road-biased SUVs that combine prestige and practicality in a package that is characterized by superior refinement. The winner in this category showcases how the modern SUV has developed into a multi-purpose machine that's capable in every department. The executive SUV finalists are BMW X3, X-Drive 20D M Sport, Range Rover Evoque D180 R Dynamic SE, Volvo XC60 D5 R Design.
All right, well, shall we reveal the scores?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. Congratulations, BMW!
There it is, the BMW team. Come join us on stage. Congratulations to you, executive SUV of the year. Congratulations, thank you very much, Lala. Give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, and congratulations one more time to BMW. Now, the next award is presented by one of the most talented entertainers I think our country has ever seen. Northwest alumni, Ngwanakokhaya, and of course, a connoisseur of fine cars himself. He was here a little bit earlier on here to help me. Give him a round of applause, Cassper Nyovest. Welcome back.
Thank you, Libonza. You're far too kind. Isn't she beautiful, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, back to business. For their car to be considered in the fun hatch category, manufacturers had to come up with a hatch with the sports car characteristics and the simplicity of everyday driving. Let's take a look at the finalists.
Fun hatch. With prices of hot hatches hitting remarkable heights, the Fun Hatch is a back-to-basics driver's car that offers plenty of engagement at a more affordable price. This is one for the petrol heads. A car that leaves a huge smile on your face because of the way it looks, handles, sounds, and performs. And the finalists are Mini Cooper S-Hatch 3-door Sports Auto, Suzuki Swift Sport 1.4 Turbo, Volkswagen Polo GTI,
Who do you think is going to win? I heard a scream there. Okay, let's take a look at the scores. I almost said, and the winner is. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the VW GTI Polo.
All right, let's hear it for the VW team. Congratulations. Come get your award. Well done. Congratulations once again to the VW team. I think you're going to be walking up and down, up and down. Cassper, thank you very much. Nice and short and sweet. It's easy. My job is easy. See, very simple. All right, next up, incredibly talented. We have to wait for the car. I beg your pardon. I'm in a bit of a rush. Thank you, sir. All right, here we go. Next up, she's an incredibly talented DJ, producer, and when they say dynamite comes in very small packages, she's exactly that. Please put your hands together for Miss Cosmo. I'm good. You look beautiful. You weren't wearing this earlier.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a page out of your book because you know you change all the time, babe.
No, not today, unfortunately. All right, let's do this, honey.
Thank you so much for having me, B. Definitely an honor to be here. And this set is incredible. I'm sure we can all agree.
Yeah, great job, everyone.
Truth is, I'll never be comfortable not being able to get in one of my own cars if I owned one of these. Imposing, yet sleek and smooth on and off the road. Let's see the finalists in this category.
Adventure SUV. We're looking for the ultimate lifestyle vehicle to transport a family and all their holiday and sporting gear in comfort to almost any destination, on or off-road. Off-road ability is important in combination with spaciousness, practicality and long-distance cruising, as well as trailer towing ability. The Adventure SUV category finalists are Ford Everest 2-litre bi-turbo 4-wheel drive limited, Haval H9 Luxury, Toyota Fortuner 2.8 GD6 4x4 Auto,
All right, well, let's find out with the scores. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. The Toyota Fortuner. I've actually driven one of these cars.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Miss Cosmo will do the honors in the middle of the stage. We need to take a picture. Congratulations to the Toyota team. All right, I hope you're still hashtagging, #CarsAwards. Hope you're still watching. If you're still on YouTube, let us know what you're loving, all right? But anything magical, I beg your pardon, does require a little bit of investment, and these awards are no different. Having a partner who themselves sets the standard in their sector makes this partnership that much more meaningful. To present the next awards, let's give it up for WesBank CEO, Moto, Mr. Ghana Msibi. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good. Thank
Very well, thank you.
Good.
All right. Are we ready to take a look at the finalists?
Excuse me?
Are we ready to take a look at the finalists?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, fantastic.
Premium Hatchback. Stylish and sophisticated, yet practical enough for most motoring needs, the winner in the Premium Hatch category must not only offer outstanding quality, refinement, impressive performance, and the latest technologies, it should broadcast a message of ambition and good taste through its design. Here are the finalists. Mazda 3 2-litre Astina. Mercedes-Benz A200 AMG line. Volkswagen Golf GTI.
Okay, so let's reveal the scores.
Dapper personality, Maps Maponyane.
Stay off an intro like that, but it's good to be parodies. Let's see who made the.
The stylish vehicle, the name of the game in this segment, where models' interior
One for Toyota, and let's see what the scores are this time. Let's give it up for Audi!
Congratulations to the Audi Q3. Make your way on stage.
Congratulations. Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, Maps.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. Okay, he's an actor, a family man, philanthropist, heartthrob, adventurer, and I think one of my favorite TV personalities because I'm a big Survivor SA fan, right? Here to help me with our next category, please.
Wow. I'm good. It's so good to see you, Bonang. You look
Nice
so,
to see
thank
you.
you for those
Thank
kind
you.
words.
Thank you very much.
What a privilege to be sharing the stage with this fine lady.
Thank you, Nico.
And isn't she so good, guys? Come on now. You're amazing.
Thank you. I try. Thank you
You're
very much.
amazing.
You know what's amazing?
Yeah.
Survivor SA.
It is amazing. I'm not going to lie. It's one of the, it is the greatest show on earth, right? Doesn't matter in which language, in which country we do it. I really love the show. I'm a huge fan. So what you just said, that tickles me. That's quite a treat to hear. It's so good to be here with you on this. Look at the scores. Yeah, look at that. VW T-Cross, no surprise.
Another one for VW. Give them a round of applause.
Congratulations, thank you.
Thanks. See, this is the thing with grand entrances. You can't always plan them. So let's try it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Homo Suicide. Yeah! There we go.
now I guess you know that when I get on the stage, things are going to get a little bit more old school. Also, based on what happened last year, I think those of you who are seated close to the stage might need to start doing some stretching exercises. Speaking of which, last year I introduced you to the film. Just quickly again, I'd like to reach autumn additions to our collection this year, but I think we're going to do a little bit better than that. You've in fact already seen the latest addition to our collection right at the beginning of the show, sharing the stage with Cassper and his very appropriately titled Smash Hit Gusheshe, our metallic grey BMW E30 325IS Evo 1. But that Evo 1 is not just any Evo 1. What we believe it is Evo 1, number 1, and the car used in BMW's original marketing material. So it's a very special one. Just like the Superboss, the Evo 1 and the Evo 2, which I came on stage with, wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for the need to win on Sunday and sell on Monday. It's a thread that runs through our entire collection. So at this point, I'd like to introduce you to Sentimetal car number 3, our red 325IS Evo 2, looking lovely in Cars.co.za red, I might add. Now the Evo 2, thank you. The Evo 2 is a significant car because it is essentially the closing chapter of the South African special story, the end of an era. But thankfully, we still have many, many cars that we can potentially add to the Sentimetal collection, because the South African special era stretches back not to the 80s and 90s, but way back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, when it was not Volkswagen, BMW, or Opel that stole the headlines, but Ford and Chevrolet. So at this point, I'd like to ask car number 4 to come on stage, and I think if you listen closely, I think you'll be able to hear what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 4, a very rare Ford Capri Piranha. We believe this Capri Piranha, even though the Capri Piranha in itself is a very rare car, this one is extra rare. It's Peri Peri Red, which is a rare color and a nice name for a color as well, and is also automatic. And the combination of those two things probably means that there are fewer than 20 of these cars in existence. So the Piranha was developed by another icon of South African motorsport, Mr. Basil Green, and it's a fairly recent acquisition, and if you look closely, you'll see that it is quite a rough diamond. It'll be going through a process very shortly that will make it look a lot like the car that I want to show you next, but first, a video.
This is a car which was built and only ever sold in South Africa. It was the result of a rare collaboration between a local importer and the brand's mothership in Italy. Only 212 of these were built, and over the last 36 years they have been written off, modified to ruin, or their rebuilds abandoned. There are only about 40 left. These are extremely difficult cars to restore. Spare parts are virtually non-existent. So of course we had to have one, but it had to be the right one, from the right kind of owner.
I saw my first liter when I was in the army in Bloemfontein, 1984. And from there on, I thought, no, that's what I want.
This is Bassi Turan. He spent his entire life restoring cars, but this one meant a lot to him, mostly because it was his. He spent over 10 years collecting parts for the car and agreed to sell it to us if we helped him finish the project.
If they want to build one and it stays in Africa, I'll build it. If you want to take it overseas, I'm not going to build it. And that's the way I'm doing it. I want to keep them in SA.
That's pretty much exactly what we had in mind. Over the next 12 months, the restoration team worked non-stop on bringing the car back to life.
There's no one else who can be who get the car together like these two guys. You love them or you don't love them. Well, that's how it is. That was just one of a kind. It was homemade. And it showed the world that we can.
So let's give it a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to our Alfa Romeo GTB6 3-litre. The car is fresh from a 10-month restoration process at Algadine Panel Beaters, where Basi Turan and his master craftsman took it down to the last nut and bolt. As the video said, it's estimated that of the 212 cars built, probably somewhere between 30 and 50 still survive. So we are really delighted to welcome this very special car to our collection. Like all the other cars that form part of the Sentimetal collection, we are really open to working with content creators to work with us to tell the stories of these very special cars. And I'd like to finish by inviting you to attend one of our Sentimetal outruns or gatherings and enjoy these lovely cars with us. And stay tuned for what comes next. Thank you. Have a lovely evening.
All right, thank you so much, Hannes. Some beautiful vehicles there, some really feel beautiful stories behind each and every one of them. Now, let us continue actually with the awards. Next category, yeah, let's do that. The vehicles here are the pinnacle when it comes to family comfort and, of course, convenience from the daily commute and, of course, the road trips and vacations. Let's see the finalists in the family car category.
Family car. The typical family car needs to be a practical, safe all-rounder. Whether it's for making a school run or transporting you, your loved ones and their luggage to a final location. In judging this category, we focused on interior flexibility, comfort and safety. It needs to look good in its parking spot too. In this category, the finalists are Mazda CX-5 2-litre dynamic auto, Peugeot 3008 2-litre HDI Allure, Toyota RAV4 2-litre GX Auto.
Alrighty, and here come the scores. Let's take a look. One for Mazda. Congratulations to the team. Get up on stage and get your trophy. All right, we're almost there. Our next guest on stage, when talent, charm, a killer personality, TV journalism studies, and tons of car info collide, you are left with a star in the making. And of course, a recent addition to the Mail and Guardian's 200 Young South Africans. Please welcome the head of Cars.co.za video department, Shiro De Siena. Give him a round of applause. Hey!
Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you. That was very kind.
Thank you.
And extremely accurate.
Very cool man.
Thank you very much.
Only a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, a quick word from everyone at Cars.co.za. Thank you so much for being here. We hope you're enjoying the evening. It really, really means a lot that you're here. Thank you. The cars in our next category are built to make our lives comfortable, convenient, and classy. They are designed to cosset you along in a calm cocoon of leather. Let's take a look at the finalists in the business class category.
Business class. We're looking for an aspirational vehicle that appeals to image-conscious buyers who appreciate performance, dynamics, refinement, technology, and design. Its target customers have achieved success and want a car that is both rewarding to drive and a testament to their achievements. Finalists in the business category are BMW 320d Sportline, Mercedes-Benz C300 AMG line, Volkswagen Arteon 2-litre TSI 4Motion R-Line.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the scores and find out who the winner is. Oh my word. It is a very good night for Volkswagen. Congratulations, the Arteon is the winner.
All right, VW, congratulations. Now let's welcome back one of the most traveled men who is really perfect for this category. Welcome back, Nico Finazio. Tell me once again. Let's do this quickly. We're almost there. Almost there.
All right, here we are. Back again, thank you very much. I think everyone will agree with me when I say that tonight, if anything is, or anyone rather, is on fire, it is you, Bonang, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is a good category for me. Okay, so these vehicles certainly epitomize the apex of driving pleasure. Plush, refined, and powerful, they certainly are as exclusive as it gets. And here are the premium SUV finalists. Let's take a look.
Premium SUV. Luxury SUVs appeal to buyers for emotional reasons, such as design and status. They are some of the most sophisticated and capable vehicles on the market. By blending spaciousness with high-tech features and a powerful engine, a premium SUV is a go-to product for an upmarket clientele. We're glad to announce the following finalists in this category. Audi Q8 55 TFSI Quattro, BMW X5 xDrive 30D M Sport, Range Rover Velar D300 R Dynamic SD,
All right, you're ready to take a look at the scores. Let's do it.
Let's hear it for BMW. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done, BMW.
And there they are, Nico. Please do the honors.
I was just going to say, where is that award? Right behind me. There we go. That's yours. Well done. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. Great going. The work you do is so important, so thank you so much to everybody at Cars.co.za. Now, moving along, Lalla, by the way, she covered the Rugby World Cup a couple of weeks ago, and I think, in my opinion, she was definitely their lucky charm. But come up here, girl, to help me introduce the next category. Please give her a round of applause. And while she does that, make sure that you are using our hashtag this evening, hashtag CarsAwards. Let's get it trending. We're live on YouTube. Everybody at home is watching. Let them know what cars South Africans are loving this year. Let's take it away, girl.
Indeed. So, B, as you were saying,
yes,
I was in Japan a couple of months ago to cover the Rugby World Cup, and I got to say, I mean, obviously the boys played their hearts out. I was extremely grateful that I got to spend some time in my other home country during such a memorable tournament. Now, like Miss Cosmo had mentioned, that she would certainly struggle to get into one of these cars that we're about to talk about. Yes, they're not just rough and practical like they used to be. The new age leisure double cabs are a marvel, what with their top finishes and creature comfort. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at who powered themselves to the final.
Leisure double cab. From luxurious touring vehicle to hardcore off-roader, capable carry-all, family do-all, and lifestyle activity machine, the leisure double cab bakkie must be able to do it all. It can no longer be too utilitarian and rough around the edges, but should be a highly sophisticated offering. The finalists are Ford Ranger 2-litre bi-TDI Wildtrak 4x4 Auto, Toyota Hilux 2.8 GD6 Legend 50 4x4 Auto. Volkswagen Amarok 3-litre V6 TDI Highline 4Motion.
I think there's a lot of no's right now. Everyone's sitting at the edge of their feet. Can they do it again for a sixth time? Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the scores. Oh my gosh, no! Again and again. Volkswagen, congratulations, a sixth time.
That is
wow.
Incredible. VW is having a wonderful night here this evening, walking away with another category win here tonight. Well
you need
done.
Another one. Are you sure you need another one? Congratulations. Thank you. There you go. There we go. Congratulations, ladies. You want to go that way? There we go.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Lalla. All right, our next category, I'm gonna call him back, Mr. Banzard himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Maps Maponyane, one more time. Now, for those who don't know, so Maps has a brand new franchise, right, called Banzard. And you just, you launched a second one in KwaZulu-Natal the other day?
Yeah, so we just launched a second one in Umhlanga, and it was definitely more daunting than the other one. We're not quite a franchise yet, but we'll see how it goes. There's definitely plans to grow it, but we'll see. Everything happens in good time.
Absolutely.
That's why I run up these stairs. I still have to close the restaurant afterwards.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right. Well, do you bring us any hamburgers tonight?
Any buns?
No, yeah, no buns
later,
out.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
here we go.
Well, the finalists in the budget category are stars in their own right. Versatile, full of tech, and great value for money. Here they are.
Budget car. Household budgets are tight. Fuel costs are rising, but buying an affordable new car doesn't mean you have to compromise on safety, technology, and quality. For first-time buyers, the winner of this category represents as much car as possible for their money. Value and low running costs are very important. The budget car finalists are Kia Picanto 1.2 Style, Suzuki Swift 1.2 GLX, Volkswagen Polo Vivo Trendline,
So loved by everyone and good value for money. Sounds like buns out. Let's reveal the scores. Suzuki Swift gets it.
Oh man!
There we go.
Suzuki Swift 1.2 GLX is a budget car of the year winner. Amazing!
Congratulations, by the way. Thank you. Congratulations. There we go, that's yours. Good, perfect, thank you. Congratulations. Bit of
Congratulations to the Suzuki team. Now, I've seen, right, Miss Cosmo has been draped up some really high-performance cars in some of her music videos. So I think she's the perfect person to come help me with the next award. Ladies and gents, one more time, Miss Cosmo. Coming up, girl. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So there's nothing like being in a performance car. I'm sure you can all agree, right? That raw energy from the thundering engine just sends shivers down my spine. So let's see which trio pipped the others to the finish line.
Performance car. While supercars and other exotics are reserved for a fortunate few, there are cars priced near the R1 million mark that offer thrills and performance in abundance. The winner of this category needs to be engaging to drive on the road or track and draw a crowd with the way it looks and sounds. The performance car finalists are BMW M2 Competition MDCT, Ford Mustang GT 5-litre, Toyota Supra 3-litre turbo,
This is definitely a tough one. So here are the scores. Yes. Woo! Congratulations, Toyota GR Super.
Toyota GR Super 3.0T. Congratulations, Toyota. Thank you so much, Miss Cosmo. She's going to be at the after party in a couple of minutes. So let's wrap it up. All right.
It's been 10 years since Cars.co.za went live on the interwebs. The world has changed quite a lot since then. And if we really wanted to help South Africans buy and sell cars, we had to do more. And so we moved into content. Our content portal is now the most visited motoring publication in SA. And we have the largest social media accounts across all platforms in motoring media. And of course, we needed an app. So we built one, and now the Cars.co.za app has been downloaded over 1 million times on the Android store alone. Every month, over 4 million South Africans engage with us to find the cars they want and the information they need. 10 years ago, we started off with one dealer, then two, and then one of them told us to go away. But today, our dealer team does an incredible job of servicing over 1,500 car dealers across the country. We've even started a dating service, kind of. It's called Match, and it represents a completely new way of linking sellers to dealers, helping motorists get the best price for their car. And then there's our YouTube channel. It remains the largest corporate YouTube channel in South Africa, in any industry. Soon, we'll hit 200,000 subscribers. In 2019, we shot some exceptional cars, and were even approached to review a trolley.
Well, for starters, it's a bit slow. I mean, if I ran, it would be faster, but that sounds very uncomfortable.
To move forward, we also needed to look backwards. Our classic and vintage car brand, Sentimetal, continues to grow at a phenomenal rate. In 2019, we hosted 4 outruns, the last of which attracted over 200 cars. We also launched the Sentimetal online store. which ships exclusive artwork and merchandise to the world. But you can't drive a painting, so we turned those artworks into reality. Our very own heritage collection now features 5 of the most important cars in South Africa's motoring history.
Quite a lot.
Somehow this all seems to have worked. In 2019, we overtook every player in the industry to become the largest motoring marketplace in South Africa, both by listings and visitor traffic. Looking forward, we're going to be looking up. Our ambition is to make Cars.co.za a carbon-neutral business. We are investing heavily in offsetting our carbon footprint, and in 2019, our first large solar array went live. At a cost of 3.5 million rand, featuring over 700 panels and supplying over 500 kilowatt hours per day, we took a huge step closer to completely offsetting the energy we draw from the national grid. And over the life of the business, we've planted over 7,000 trees on behalf of our staff. But we want to do more. We're committed to empowering South Africans with more choice, more advice, more information, and more entertainment. And we challenge ourselves to find the joy in everything we do. We're going to continue to build Cars.co.za into a business we're proud of, a business which is dedicated to the South African consumer. Cars.co.za celebrated 10 years of business in 2019, and we look forward to the next 10 years with you. Thank you for your support. It means the world to us.
Yeah, man. Some great work is being done by the Cars.co.za team. I think we're anticipating some really wonderful things from them in the near future. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it, please, for the Cars.co.za team. Really awesome. Fantastic job. Now, taking us to the biggest award of the evening, I'd like to welcome back on stage the CEO of Motor at WesBank to say a few words, Mr. Ghana Msivi.
Okay. So I've seen all the celebrities run up stage and everyone put up their cameras, but I'm seeing nothing for me here. So should I do it again? Kind of try.
Do you want another intro, Mr. MC? No?
And I must say, I noticed just between myself and Chris, we're the only individuals that there was like no hashtag, Twitter, follow us.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got to talk about these things. But thank you very much, Bonang.
Only a pleasure.
It's not every day I get to share stage with you twice in one day, eh? So I'll tweet that a bit later and email it to the board, you know. We still email, guys. We email. It's important. It's important. So on a serious note, good evening to everybody. Thank you very much for joining us, I think in person, for anyone as well who's joining us via streaming. I think maybe just kind of carrying on Bonang's last comment, it is absolutely amazing what the Cars team has done with this event over the last few years. So really, I think, you know, from a WesBank perspective, we remain completely astounded by exactly the progress that they have made. Chris mentioned a bit earlier that we've really been involved in the sponsorship of the Car of the Year for many years. But I think we've really been, with the Cars team for pretty much the last 3 years, and it's really been an absolute evolution, really bringing the consumer awards to the consumers. So if I really could request for you guys to give really a round of applause to the Cars team for really an exceptional work done on a very short space of time. Now, of course, this would not be possible, without the judges, without the consumers, and I think without the full support of the media. So I think to each and every individual who continues to support this initiative, thank you as well very much. A round of applause to yourselves as well. You've worked hard, right? Well deserved. Bonang did say to me, if you guys clap hard enough, she's willing to pop a little bit of Queen Bee champagne.
Yes.
So she's a big WesBank customer.
After this.
Is after this, so they must just clap on it. Yeah, fantastic. So guys, I'm not going to get into the big banking data in detail, but the reality of the matter is I think we're going through a significant transformation as an industry. And I think what's critical for us as the financing communities, and at this juncture, I just really would like to acknowledge my finance counterparts from the rest of the market who have also seen here today, from Absa, Standard Bank, and the rest of the market players. I think, thank you guys as well for joining us. It's really critical for us to join hands. It's a tough time for all of us. And I think, as a collective, we need to collectively work around, creating an easier and a seamless access for consumers into these beautiful vehicles. As you've seen, to all the winners, I think very much well deserving. Congratulations to all of them. The finalists, again, I think very much, well placed, guys. And I think the judging panels must have had a very tough job, as it were. So, as we move into 2020, I really think, it's going to be a tough year. And from a WesBank perspective, we'll be investing more into digital solutions, trying to integrate the financing of these beautiful cars to a much more easier process. So thank you very much to the Cars team. Thank you for everyone who supported this initiative. And I hope you guys enjoy yourselves for the rest of the evening. Thank you. B?
Fantastic, ladies and
Cheers.
gentlemen, Miss Msiwi. But I'm going to ask you to please stay on stage.
You let me walk off first.
That's
part of the show, guys. It's the script. It's the script.
Stay right there. I must say, by the way, I'm a very happy WesBank customer. 7 years and counting.
Sorry?
WesBank customer.
Somebody tweet that, tweet.
7 years and counting. You guys are also doing some really good work. But anyway, please stay on stage because this is the big award of the evening. To join him, please welcome Ross and Al from Cars.co.za, as well as, once again, from WesBank, Mr. Chris de Kock. Give them all a round of applause. Gentlemen, get on stage here quickly. It's a big moment. I think while we have all the key people on stage, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to Cars.co.za team as well as WesBank, of course, for all the ambition and all the finesse for creating such an incredible award ceremony. So thank you very much, gentlemen. And this, ladies and gentlemen, has been the 2020 edition of the Cars.co.za Consumer Awards. Before we announce the final award winner of the evening, we have to say a few things. Whether you are in the audience or you're watching us on YouTube, we trust that you guys had a wonderful time and you were thoroughly entertained by everything you saw here this evening. We kindly ask that all the category winners, please can you stay behind at the end of the show. All right, we want to take as many pictures as possible. And now back to the award, the brand of the year. Now, every brand in the country is eligible. Remember, there can only be one winner. Now, this winner, ladies and gentlemen, is chosen solely by the consumer using the ownership survey specifically developed for Cars.co.za. To take us through the semantics and some of the key outcomes of the survey, please welcome Cars.co.za co-founder Ross McElroy.
Thank you.
Take it away, Ross.
Cool. Thank you very much, Bonang. Thank you all so much for coming. It's been incredible to see how the Cars.co.za Consumer Awards has grown over the last 5 years. We're here at Kyalami. We've got WesBank on board now for 4 years, I believe, Ghana, but we'll get there. It's amazing. We've got South Africa's A-list celebrities. We have all of you, immense motor industry support, and we're extremely grateful. There are so many moving parts in putting on an event of this side. The logistics are mammoth, and it's been fairly seamless. All the cars have started, and it's really been an amazing event. So thank you to everybody here for supporting us over the years. It really does mean the world to us. We've had so many different talks, and most of the elements of this survey or the brand of the year have been discussed. But the brand of the year is ultimately a consumer award. And the consumer is very, very pertinent, and it is the very essence of this particular awards program. So we need to engage with more South Africans, and we need to understand them, and we need to listen to them so that we as an industry can really cater for their needs and expectations. And we believe we've done that. This year we surveyed over 13,000 South Africans, which is almost 20 times more than we did in 2015. So we've really grown that, and we're engaging and we're listening to the consumer. And what's quite meaningful and important about that is no less than 5 of the awards tonight were actually impacted, and the winner was changed by the consumer's voice. So we are taking that on board, and this awards program is living up to its name. The next award, however, is entirely and solely determined by the consumer, and that's why we believe it to be the ultimate accolade. But before we get into that, and I'm not sure if I am going to skate, but we'll see. we do want to unpack some of the findings that we've been able to ascertain now that we have 5 years of data. We're able to look at it from a historic point of view and see trends and our expectations begin to change. And we really want to, I guess, begin to use that and understand it. So by way of example, pulling some of the stats from the after-sales experience segment of the survey, which is one of the 5 pillars, year on year, some brands increased their customer satisfaction by over 15%. Brands like Isuzu, Ford, and Renault, to name drop, for lack of a better example. But we're seeing that this isn't just a number. It's not a statistical number that means nothing. This is how your consumers, the people that have paid their money and drive your car every day, feel and the impression they have of your brand, and that's incredibly positive. Finally, I do just want to thank WesBank. It's been an incredible partnership. We wouldn't have got you without you, to Ghana, Chris, and your incredible team. You know, this event, 4 years on, I mean, I don't think we ever really imagined we'd be here and we would have built the ultimate skate ramp. So, without further ado, I'm going to attempt this in my very tailored suit. And I'll leave you guys to hand out the very coveted Brand of the Year award.
I love that. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Well, gentlemen, are you guys ready? We're about to give away the final award of the evening. Let's take a look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, our brand of the year, let's hear it for BMW! All right, keep the cheers going. Let's hear it one more time for the brand of the year, VW. A big thank you to all of our guests for coming out tonight. An incredible victory for them. And congratulations one more time to every single one of our winners here this evening. So everybody watching us on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll make sure that we see you again next year. Miss Cosmo is going to usher us into the after party. From myself, Bonang Matheba, aka Queen Bee, it's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure that you drive safely. The roads are very, very wet outside. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night and God bless.